Hey, welcome to the Essentials podcast. My name is Joe, and I'm joined with Atlas and Groot. Hello, everyone.
What's going on, guys? We ready to do
What's
this?
going on? Let's go. I'm excited.
I'm hyped.
This is
Everyone
gonna,
sold us out, so it's just us three, but whatever. We'll figure it out. Fitzy might
yeah,
jump in.
we'll have a
His
good time.
podcast, his AirPods died. Not the real ones from Apple, but those cheap ones that you buy at like the dollar store.
The ones you get Instagram ads for.
Exactly. Fitzy is the guy behind the Instagram ads, and he buys his own product, which is, commendable, but the shit doesn't work. So now it's just us three. We're going to be going over just a lot of questions you guys had about the history of botting. We're going to make it a really casual just discussion between us three. And we're going to actually start with botting in general, which, what does that even mean, Joe? What does that question mean?
It just means like how it is like evolved from like no like protection that we see today or that we like protection that we see today rather than like no protection like 3 years ago. Like you were able to go on like a Shopify site and there would be no queue. There would be like zero like protections against like request bots, any bots in general. So it would be like Dashi, just like a really crap version of Dashi,
Okay.
and would be able to check out like 50 pairs. And now it takes like a $2,000 bot to check out one pair of shoes. You know what I mean?
So do you want to start with
So like,
Shopify then? Maybe we will start there and
yeah,
kind
I
of
guess
open it
yeah.
up.
We'll talk about Shopify first because I feel like that's had probably the biggest change. Either that or foot sites.
Gotcha. So for
But
me, Shopify, like when I
yeah,
started,
go ahead.
was A and B, which I always talk about.
Oh,
It was mainly Bodega. Bodega always had drops. Kith always had drops. Yeezy Supply, which was Shopify at the time, obviously always had drops. And you could run proxies 24/7. You could even use like non-dedicated proxies, like shared proxies, which you never want to do anyway because your information is in there, all your credit card info. But yeah, you could buy a shared proxy for like 30 cents a month and just go ham and just leave that shit running like for a month straight and not have a problem.
that was yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, and now
It's kind of
it's like
crazy.
you have to buy Sprint ISPs, Cox ISPs. Can't run like I don't know whatever the hell we were running 3 years
Jesus,
ago.
there'll be like what 20 in the list, like different type of proxies you need just for one drop, and you might and even like what five of them will work.
Yeah, and it takes all of that just to check out like a few
Yeah,
pairs of shoes. I mean, and also I guess I don't know. Now in Shopify we see a mixture of things, either checkpoint, checkout captchas, um,
proxy
bot
protection.
protection, yeah, proxy protection. I think that's it. It's only like four of those, but still. Oh, and now
Well,
and
now
H
you,
Oh
capture.
yeah,
yeah, now you have H capture with a question. H capture with a
That's yeah,
question and a capture at the end to check out, right? That's
that's. I
crazy.
mean, we're able to. Yeah, I just think that's really insane.
I,
Um,
I would tell you though, like that, the first big change I saw with Shopify wasn't even in the Shopify sites. It was just when Dashi came out. I mean,
oh
no one had ever seen like a bot being ran by one person hit so many pairs on Shopify. Shopify was more like it is now, where if you got like two pairs, like you were good and you just used that two pairs on every site to, get your numbers up to whatever. But when
hmm
Dashi came out, like it was just so much faster than everything else. It was like everyone else was standing still and just Dashi would take stock every single drop. Like it was
Yeah,
nuts. Nuts, nuts,
I
nuts.
think it
I
was the Dashi was the original Easy Supply god. Like I know I've seen checkouts for like 50, 60 of them at that time when Easy Supply used to be Shopify. So I think definitely Dashi was the king of uh, Shopify back then.
Yeah,
oh
absolutely.
of course, and then Cyber
Yeah.
came around as well, and that was pretty big. That was probably the biggest part of that time as well. Um, I think it had like an SNS module
Yeah,
before
they
they
did,
switched
but
over to like
that
doing
was
raffles.
that was way back when Cyber had like 6 months in or something. I don't even remember that that UI. But yeah, you're right. They used to have an SNS module.
Yeah, Dashi.
That's
Eve too.
crazy.
Eve came around a lot later, but Eve was doing really well on Shopify. Like I remember
Oh yeah.
for static 350 drops, I had Dashi
Uh-huh.
and Eve running, and it was like
Let's talk about
just checking out.
yeah,
I mean, 40 pairs a piece. It was crazy.
yeah. And then I remember like there'd be all these bots. Like now, fast forwarding a little bit, we had like Soul now. We had a bunch of things adding Shopify, and now Shopify adds bot protection, which is something that no one can figure out. No developers, no nothing can figure out for like a couple months or so. And then we got like TKS's like checkout. What's it called? Checkout links. Remember when you can
with the webhooks.
generate checkout links and stuff like that, and then you could have Soul send a webhook link to checkout. Oh my gosh! And that went on for a while, and it was just a matter of how fast you can check out through.
Yeah, that went on for too long, in my opinion. Those were some dark days, man. Those were some really dark days. For those of you guys that don't know what we're talking about, basically you would run your bot and it would get stuck on like submitting shipping. So it would send you a webhook and you would have to click the webhook and then go on your browser and you would be able to, finish manually checking out. No bot would check out, period. For like you said, probably like 3 or 4 months, and then
And when was this? This is like winter of 2018 going into 2019.
Yeah, it went all the way through till like probably I think April or May. I can't remember who figured it out first. Was it Balco?
I think
you said that
it was
before.
Balco. No, it was either Balco or Kodai. Balco, either one of those two. Because I remember when we had Yeezy Supply Day. When you remember that Yeezy Day?
Yeah.
That was in 2019 or was it 2018?
It was 2018.
No, I think it was.
No, it wasn't last year.
That was summer 2018. It was last year, right?
Yeah, it was 2018.
Yeah, so 2018. So I guess it was summer of 2017. Or I'm sorry, winter of 2017 going into 2018 was that era of bot protection. And then
I think it was 18 to 19. I think it was 18 to 19.
No. Because Yeezy Day had to come after.
Yeezy Day, I'm pretty sure it was in the summer. Stuff. Just because I had like construction going on in my house and I remember my computer was set up somewhere else. I'll tell you right now though.
Are you sure? Yeah.
I can scroll back on my Splash Force.
What came first. It was either Yeezy Day came first and then all of that stuff with checkout links, or it was checkout links and then bot protection and then I forgot. Shit. I seriously forgot.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. But anyway, I mean, at one point, just like anything else, which also is why now you shouldn't stress too much whenever a site adds something. Devs figure it out. They always do. I mean, it's literally their job.
Yeah.
They always end up figuring it out. But that was a long stretch. I mean, that was months of just pain. And what actually brought that was all the cloud chasers, people tweeting Shopify. This was before JM was like prominent on the sneaker scene. People would just tweet Shopify like, we took your stock. They would go in forums and just talk shit and put screen caps, like just really, really dumb stuff.
Tagging all the stores that checked out.
Yeah, tagging the store, which still goes on now, and that's why we can have nice things.
And people get clowned for that. People get roasted for that now.
Yeah, they still do.
It's like it's so. I mean, obviously they see it, they just don't respond to it, and they're gonna go to Shopify and be like, "Hey, like, how did this person get like 20 pairs of shoes?" And that's how like a lot of stuff just gets instantly clipped, whether you like it or not. I think Offspring did something similar to that once, where they like.
So Offspring basically they have this Instagram raffle thing where they where they post something and you can comment on it for like 1 minute or something until they received certain comments, and they just shut it off. So basically a raffle, a flash raffle.
Mhm.
Okay.
Then
Yeah.
people were getting very salty, like, we don't know when you're posting, we are busy with the work and stuff. Then they thought, like, why not to give first come first serve a try. Then I think it was Ganesh. No, it wasn't Ganesh actually. It was something else. I don't remember the bot, but that added the Offspring module, first come first serve, and it just got clipped in within a week, I think. And they're back with the Instagram raffle. Yeah, but you were right. It was Offspring.
Yeah, and like someone tweeted about it, and
Oh
they
yeah,
they
definitely.
posted it. They posted it on Twitter. They retweeted it on Twitter, responded to it, and then they also posted something on Instagram and said like, this is why we're not doing first come first serve anymore, because all of that happens. I don't know. That was crazy. I mean, I think that was enough about kind of Shopify and all of that stuff and it
Yeah.
changing. And then now we have just like regular bot protection, proxy protection that things can get through now. And it's kind of we don't really experience what we had in back in the day, where it would change drastically overnight sometimes. Like Checkpoint. I remember, what was it? Cloud Whites? They added Checkpoint. Not a single bot figured it out. Or not a single bot figured it out, but the whole drop
Well,
was
they couldn't. They didn't have time to adjust, so it was
yeah.
kind of impossible.
Yeah.
That was So yeah, that's a lot in regards to Shopify. Before that too, another change I've seen is Adidas used to be the drop, like on Adidas.com, on every single region, and they would not announce the time normally. So Splash would go live, and it could be live anywhere from 7 in the morning to 11 o'clock in the morning, which was almost as bad as Easy Supply going anywhere from 3 in the morning to noon. But
yeah, that was terrible.
The cool thing about Adidas though was some reason everyone always found a jig. Like every single drop, there was a different jig. Like there was a sock jig. Obviously everyone knows the sock jig by now, but you would put the sock in your cart before the splash went live, and then you would get through a lot faster. You could go in there and go incognito a lot of times, or through Mozilla, and it was a lot quicker as well. Someone asked about heated sneaks. So we had a question, right? What was the question, Joe, about heated sneaks? Did it ever work?
Yeah, and did it ever work?
So
Pretty sure it did work on Adidas, right? You can explain more about it.
Yeah, so heated sneaks.
I need to hear about this.
So the quote unquote bot, they had at least 1 or 2 drops on Adidas where they just destroyed stock, just took stock. And when you finally came to see what it actually was, they had a glorified auto refresher. And so it just put you on the screen on it, and it had its own timer, and it would refresh on its own. And that was one of the jigs where if you refreshed, well, you know how it used to tell you like, do not refresh your screen. But if you actually refreshed, it was something like between 5 and 10 seconds, it would get you through a lot faster. So that's all it was. You put in like your size and all of your info on your screen, and then you click the little checkbox, and then the thing started refreshing on its own. But no one knew that that's what it was doing for probably a few drops. So
I didn't even know that.
They made a killing on a fucking refresher. Yeah.
I'm too young to be aware of that. So yeah.
Dude, that was crazy. Another jig that was really good was there was a region jig. So what you did was, it didn't work for the regions that dropped earlier, but like for US, there was a drop, and I can't remember if it was Zebras or one before that, but you could put in the UK. So you would put in like adidas.co.uk/Yeezy, and because it was already sold out in the UK, you would go right to the sold out screen. But what it would do is, because you were in the US and it would catch your IP, it would loop you past Splash on the US. So actually a buddy of ours, and I still have the script. Shout out to Nick Scott in a dream team. He made a script for all of us, and we just turned it on, and basically that's all it did. It did it automatically. They would just kept doing it over and over and over, and then when you would pass Splash, you would check out, and then you would literally just hit back and check out, back and check out, back and check out. So you just sat there and checked out for days.
Wow.
That was a sick one, man, because that was probably like 15, 20 of us all in a voice chat, just going nuts.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I cannot believe that was happening. I didn't even know
man.
that. Seriously.
That was all. There's a bunch of them that I don't even know about. There was one every single drop. Like people were just ripping Adidas for hundreds of pairs. And this is when Yeezys you could get like $600-700, $800 for a pair.
Yeah.
So it was.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
you're paying your house.
like zebras. Like zebra and what was the really, really limited one?
Zebra was the hardest one.
Oh,
Zebra
no,
was
it
going
wasn't.
over $1,000.
Yeah, it was going over 1,000, but it wasn't the hardest Adidas drop. It was in terms of stock I'm talking about.
Oh, the piss yellow ones. The first time they came out.
Yeah, the piss yellow ones.
The Zebras.
Correct.
What are they?
Yeah, that was my first Yeezy drop I went for. I had like
that's
4
painful.
computers open, and I was like just a noob. I didn't even know what I was doing. I didn't even pass once.
Yeah, no. I was going on a trip that day, so I automatically took an L on that one.
Yeah. And then what was it? I bought Y-Cop. No idea how to use it. All I did was I bought like the cart cookies off of their site for like whatever their currency was.
Is that how that worked? I never had it.
Yeah.
So they would sell the cookies?
You bought carts or something like that.
Gotcha.
Like people could either sell cookies or you could check it out. And oh my gosh, that thing, like I got like 5 what was it called? The blue tints?
The blue tints, yeah.
Blue tints.
How much was a cookie?
I got like 5 of them. Huh?
How much was a cookie?
I want to say like $10.
Yeah. The problem with cookies too,
for like it would expire, and you could ask for a refund if it expired as well.
They'd expire, or you would just get looped, because at one point or another, Adidas, their processor would just crash.
It was before the loop. It was before they got the new processor, which would crash like every drop.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's enough about Adidas. Oh my god, give me.
Yeah, man, those are good times,
dude. And then do you remember? I guess like the first like actual splash bots was Seoul in the UK, and then I guess a really good one was Y-Cop. There was Splash Force, and then there was
Splash Force. Been around a long time.
Do you remember Latchkey?
I remember Latchkey. Yeah.
I remember. I don't even. Wow, dude. I remember I sold like. I bought Latchkey off of a group buy, and I guess it's like dead now. Like nothing goes on it anymore. I think the dev is gone. It's kind of sad, but I remember I bought one and then I sold a copy, or like half of my copy, because there was 2 instances on it. Sold one to what's his face? Reconciled of Unknown. And this is when like we kind of knew each other through Notify, and when I was still in Notify, and I think Groot when you were still in Notify.
Yeah, I
it was
remember.
At that time. That was fun. Anyways, yeah, that's like a brief memory of my Adidas stuff. I guess going on now, we got this question a little bit ago, we got this question a lot, which was Supreme resale and how it's declined drastically throughout the years. So I don't know. I think I'll take the lead on this one, because I remember Supreme was so much fun to buy in the beginning. I had Dotbot. I don't know if you guys remember that, but it was like a browser-based Supreme bot. And then I forget. I think it was F3 or something like that. They were the first ones to. Geez, I don't even remember. F3 was like one of the first to have a request module for Supreme, and I like totally broke Supreme botting in general. just because of how fast it was. Like none of the protections that were on Supreme.
Really?
And yeah.
It's called
But
what?
speaking
Dot?
of resale, dot bots. I think it still exists today. I don't really know if they do well or not anymore.
So it's just full
But
request?
yeah, no, F3 was. I'm talking. I had dot bots, which is just like a browser extension,
Oh, gotcha.
and I don't know. But speaking of resale, you could easily make $100, $200 off of a single item in like 2016, when Supreme was super, super profitable.
Dude, even up
Like
to
you could get
probably
like,
18. Even up to 2018
yeah, I
probably
mean, depending.
you
I'm
were
talking
making
about
money.
just like random accessories and like just random clothes.
Oh, I gotcha.
Everything would instantly sell out. Rather like today, there's still like a few items that always sit on the site.
Yeah.
Um,
But what that's also
no,
stock
there's
numbers,
like a
man.
crowbar. Yeah, I mean, I guess they've definitely increased their stock, and
Yeah,
their hype isn't there
their stock
as much as it
was
was in
nothing
2016.
compared to what it
Yeah,
is now.
no, but I remember I got like a crowbar or something. The Supreme crowbar, yeah, and I sold that. I bought it for like $100, $50, and I resold that for like 300 on like eBay. Was it eBay? Yeah, I think it was eBay.
Grailed. Sold it on
And I was
Grailed.
just like, no, I don't think so. I think I used my dad's eBay account, and I sold it for $300. I was like, what the hell? Like that's
You're
crazy.
like, this is easy. I can do this.
Yeah, this is
Who needs a
easy.
job? What a sucker. Who needs a job?
For real. 13-year-old me was like, all right, I'm gonna do this. Oh my gosh.
That's crazy, dude.
Anyway,
What was Groot? What were some
now
early like EU sites that you guys would bought that was really easy compared to how they are now? Do you have any memories? Any sweet
Um,
memories?
I think the only one I remember, but again, it was Shopify. It was Dover Street, London, DSM London.
Yeah.
I remember
oh yeah.
I got Eve because of that. I remember the drop of Off-White, the Air Jordan 1, the UNC
Yeah.
colorway.
Yeah.
So I think that's the picture they uploaded on the new site or something. Because Eve killed that drop and people got like 7 checkouts or something. Literally, that was DSM, I think, before bot protection or anything. And imagine you getting 7 pairs of of white
Yeah, it's
Jordan 1s.
crazy.
And
Insane.
now they don't even get stock much. And now they've almost totally changed to raffles. So yeah, that's the evolution.
Do you guys remember it was like an iconic picture of DNA, the DNA owners of like that Nike bot.
I remember that bot, yeah.
And the owners, I think, I don't remember who it was, but they flexed like 45 pairs of the EU exclusive off-white ones. Do you
Dude,
know
that's
that
nuts.
Wow.
picture?
No.
And
If you find
I
it,
don't know how
loop
they
it.
got it, but they added DNA. Jeez, I can't even explain. We were all in shock. It got like 300 likes in a matter of like 6 hours, and everyone was like, "How did you do it?" It was like just a Nike bot. When Ghost existed, and when what was it? What was the other one? B&B.
Yeah. Well,
So,
it was always just B&B. Like B&B
yeah,
was pretty much the only Nike bot. It worked to some extent, but number one, you couldn't run very many tasks. Two, it was,
mm-hmm.
and then Ghost came. Dude, when Ghost dropped, that bot was nuts. I mean, you were literally printing money on Nike. It was
Yeah.
just that people
If
weren't.
you got into it super early.
Yeah, people didn't know like that they needed to get accounts. There wasn't like account providers where you could just get them. Like it was all really hush hush. But man, I mean that bot made me a lot of money. Same with those off whites. Like hit a few of those. That UNC off white drop, they kept doing it as a shock
Mm-hmm.
drop. So it wasn't like a scheduled
Oh,
drop, and we waited probably for like a week straight, man. waiting for that damn drop. I won't
Uh-huh.
forget that. That's when there was a big change, because by that point, all those bots were already just destroying Nike, and Nike had enough. So it wasn't like, hey, the drop's at 10 o'clock, just like every other drop. This was like, nope, we'll drop it whenever the fuck we feel like it. I can't even remember what time that shoe dropped, but it was a random ass time
Dropped at
because
like
I was at
3
work.
p.m.
It
Dropped at
was,
like 3 p.m. on a Wednesday.
yeah, it was something crazy. And if you had all your tasks ready to go, then you took stock.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
Groot, do you remember a bot by the name of Sneaker Copter?
Oh yeah, that was the first mesh bot, I think.
It was, well, first there was Ivan's, what was it? Ivan, the owner of Splash Force, he made a mesh bot that exit scammed. Or not exit scammed, but just kind
No,
of
no, it
shut
wasn't an
down.
exit scam. Yeah, they
It
just
just
stopped
didn't work.
focusing on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and what was it called? Do you remember? It was
What,
like
what
mesh.
was that Sneaker Copter or that
No,
was
it
different?
wasn't Sneaker Copter. It wasn't Sneaker Copter. It was like,
What do you call it? Mesh
Uh,
force? Splash force, not mesh force.
maybe, I
No,
don't
I
know.
don't know. I don't know. I'm just making it
And
up.
then
That
there
might
was
be the
another
name
one.
though.
It was like Jamsy Bot, and then there was Sneaker Copter. And those would be like the three main mesh bots of that time. And me being in the US, I had no idea like how to work it. And I finally got a pair of like I got like 20 checkouts on like a Yeezy drop, and I was like, this thing is absolutely cooking. Soon after, it started to fall off.
Did they
And
ship? Did you actually
yeah,
get the
they
shoes?
all shipped.
Oh,
I got
nice.
all of them. They were all beat up, of course, because that's Mesh's shipping.
Yeah, it's garbage,
But
right? They send it in a plastic knapsack.
it's still, yeah, it was in a plastic knapsack, and I was like, how the fuck did they ship it like this? But anyways, they did. I was like, well, at least I have 20 pairs of Yeezys now.
Yeah. It
So
looked
I
like
just
they're
sold it off to like
bootlegged.
a consignment store. But that was crazy.
Yeah,
Oh
that's nutty, man.
God.
So what's the next question? Someone someone was asking about purchasable. How do you even answer that question,
So
man?
purchasable is a
can we
very
even comment on
iconic.
him?
Yeah, like I mean
I
that's
think,
like
yeah,
the boogeyman.
he's
Like
iconic.
I don't like
He's the
that's like saying
boogeyman.
Beetlejuice. Like I don't even want him to show up. It's like you don't want a problem with that guy.
it's, it's
I
like he just shows up in the freaking voice chat. Oh
I
my
find it
god.
very interesting that someone with that much talent like finds interest in sneaker Twitter, where it's like very,
Yeah,
but maybe he's like that's just his hobby and he finds it enjoyable.
yeah.
But
So for people that
he's got a
don't
hit list.
know, yeah, for people that don't know who this man is, purchasable. He is I don't know, a guy on Twitter. I wouldn't say guy on Twitter. He's much more than that now. He has his own cook group now. Um, but he used to take care of like scammers and stuff like that through his like hacking abilities and like reverse engineering and some of that stuff. He even managed to turn off, supposedly, I don't know if this was confirmed or not, he turned off a kid's power in the United States.
Yeah,
But
Yeah,
I
he
know
turned
about
off a
that.
kid's power. What else did he do? Didn't he make someone deceased? I'm pretty sure that was another one. He made someone deceased.
Wow, I didn't even know that. I know
He
one thing where
no,
he
he didn't.
launched
Definitely did not.
he doxed some
where he
people. He'd be like, your dad
He doxed,
Arnold
yeah.
and your mom Janet
And
aren't
this would
gonna be
be, yeah,
happy."
and this would be
the
people that
worst.
stepped out of line. Like,
Yeah, I
they
mean,
would try to, like, scam people for, like, bot keys or something like that.
I gotta tell you, I really miss that though because there was a lot less scamming and a lot less
True.
ass hattery when he was like full force just going after people.
Yeah,
Like you would just
Correct,
like
yeah.
tag him on something and then he would show up and be like, "Hey, you got 15 minutes to return this dude's money or you're going to have a
yeah,
serious
actually.
problem."
He would
I
really send
remember there
bananas
was
to
this.
someone's house. A full
I
box of
remember.
bananas.
He what?
He sent, like, a full box of bananas somehow to some guy's house.
Oh,
And
I
it
didn't
showed
Oh,
up
know
that
on
was
that.
his
his give.
doorstep.
That was his giveaway. Yeah, that was his
Um,
giveaway thing. Yeah, what's his company? The other one, the Secure or something.
oh, so,
Uh
yeah.
That was a giveaway for that. Yeah, so that guy won, and he just commented like, "You won, so please check your door in like in an hour or something."
Yeah, that's
D-Trace. I think
crazy.
it's like D-Trace
there
or
was this
something.
other time where he had, or I don't know how, but yeah, he went into this kid's university staff portal and he threatened to like, I'll just change. He was a scammer basically, he scammed for some bots or something, and he said
Yeah.
like, I'll just change your GPA if you didn't revert it or something. That was
Oh
crazy.
yeah, that was pretty insane. But basically, just to really sum him up, he would be the only person like fighting for like people that got scammed in that time. We didn't have anything like bot broker or bot mart with middlemans and stuff like that. It would just be
Yeah.
like through Twitter DMs. But he was the person that everyone was scared of. If you showed enough proof to him, he would go after that person single-handedly and get you either your money back or your key back. And that's pretty insane. I
Yep,
mean,
definitely.
Yeah, man.
So
Shout out to him.
is that cook group the it's called A Hidden Society, I think.
yeah,
Is
correct.
that totally under his ownership?
I think it's under a few people. I don't think it's just him, but
But
it,
he's a part of it then?
yeah, he's definitely an
Oh,
owner.
okay. Okay, yeah.
Um, and I think the last question that we have, because we already talked about that last question, Supreme bots and browser, and then going to request and then back to browser. I guess we can touch on it a little bit. Now that like Supreme has an anti-bot or whatever they have now, proxy protection. A lot of bots are going back to browser. And it's kind of funny that we just kind of recycled or repeated like what we were doing 4 years ago. Jeez. I mean,
But that's how
what
it
is
is
it? What?
sometimes. It's like anytime these sites change something, there's an opening somewhere else. And a lot of
Uh-huh.
times the opening might be just some really, really old school thing because they don't think of it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, I mean, the thing the bots try to do the most is mimic what a human would do, right? So
Correct. Yeah.
the browser would be that. But I don't know, what were you saying about the browsers that Supreme was trying to stop?
Oh, there. I think Mike from Mech tweeted something that Supreme was banning browser not instances, but like um, the user information or something like that. Um, User client or whatever. Like if it's Mozilla or if it's Chrome, and it would give you like a different user agent for each of
Okay.
those. They're like starting to ban like what can check out within those user agents. So like say if there's like a Chromium user agent, it would they ban that so it prevents that user agent from checking out. At least that's what I think he tweeted out. I might not be sure, but definitely
Interesting.
Supreme is stepping up their protections, their bot protections, which is kind of sad for how little their stuff resells now.
I feel like they all are, though. I mean, you saw
Oh,
Footsites adding the queue at last night. It's like they're just,
they're relentless. They're
yeah.
And I think you said this before, Atlas. I think bots will always get through protections. These sites just have to make it seem like they're doing something to stop them. Does that
Correct.
make sense?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, like they they probably switched to Datadome because Akamai is so much money per year, and they just didn't want to pay it. I don't know, but it's probably something similar to that where they're just like, listen, if we're just gonna make it seem like we're giving it a shot, let's just like put this on that's cheaper. Let's just put Qt on so it looks
Yeah.
like people are waiting in line to buy it. In reality, there's already bots checking out.
Yeah. Well, right. I mean, you're giving that illusion of safety, the illusion of fairness. And same as when Adidas does a queue, it's like, oh, you didn't get through, It's all random. Well, no, it's not. We know that. And probably everyone here listening knows that. But the average Joe just trying to, no offense, Joe, no pun, trying to check out doesn't know any difference. So they'll probably be a lot less salty. Whereas if the shoe just goes live and you can't even add to cart, and then half hour later it's gone, you're gonna be a lot more pissed, right? Whereas I was in the queue, and by
Mhm.
the time I got through the queue, it was sold out. Better luck next time.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with that. I think that's probably smart. Because at the
Yeah.
end of the
And
day,
then
they don't care, man. They just want to sell the shoes. What the fuck do they care?
yeah, for real. I mean, they're making money either way,
Yeah,
which is kind
yeah.
of
The quicker they sell the shoe, the better it is for them anyway. Because that's less time their
correct.
site's getting abused by bots. That's less time,
Yep.
they're paying for their security and whatever else, and that's, less time their site's completely crashed. I'm sure these guys don't want their site completely crashed.
Mhm.
Because if you're
That's
going in
true.
there to buy something and you just happen to go in there to buy something when there's a Yeezy drop or a Jordan 1 drop, but you just want a pair of socks, or some flip flops, and a t shirt, you're probably not going to go back and you're going to go buy it somewhere else. So they're losing money.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I think, yeah, sure. Like finish line. That finish line queue is disgusting, though. There's no rhyme or reason to it.
Oh, for
So
real.
hopefully they never do
And
something like
then
that.
I guess our last topic that we're going to touch on is when it comes to
Myopia.
yeah,
Whoever
clown
asked that
bots,
question.
drama surrounding bot devs when they cook one drop and then it comes back to flop. I mean, we still see that a lot. Um, just
It's
like the culture of bots in general. It's something that really, if someone from outside of the community tried to interpret it, they wouldn't be able to. I feel like
no.
basically, basically, it's a tightly closed community of just people running these bots, and you know they want to make money, and this market now, or this community, is filled with very immature people, I should say. Just like people that are very young, say 15, 16, that really don't care about people's feelings, but care about if they're making money because that's how immature they are, I guess. Does that make sense?
It does. I mean, it's more so though, like how quickly people forget. Like if someone did an exit scam, or if someone, did some shady shit. I'm not gonna name any names. It seems like a week later, they deactivate and then they come back and then everyone forgot about it and then there's no repercussion.
Uh, for real.
You
Yeah.
know, but you know, where are these people getting all this money from? Like people starting, because
Hmm.
I remember before most bots were just in stock, or you just got a bot that was in stock and worked your way up to like, an Eve, which Eve at the time was like $400, $700 resell, or even whatever. I remember
Cyber. I remember when, yeah,
PD was like
I remember when
700, and that was a lot of money.
yeah,
But
I
I mean,
remember
out
when
of the gate,
Cyber was 1K when it hit their lifetime copy hit $1,000,
yeah,
and everyone thought that was huge
it
because
was
that was the
insane,
first spot to hit $1,000.
completely insane.
Um,
That was before people were
but I
flipping bots too. Like,
yeah,
but now you're coming in, like you're sinking 6 grand into a bot, then you're dropping another $300 on proxies, then you're paying for monitors, a group, whatever else. I mean, you're almost 7 grand in the hole before you check out one shoe.
hmm
I'm pretty curious how many people actually make their money back when they're starting. Not someone that already knows what they're doing. That, obviously you're going to make your return. But if you're just starting, I mean, that's a big hole.
hmm
That's a really
I
big
put
hole to dig
all
yourself out of.
I put all my checks towards starting botting. Like I worked a lifeguard job over the summer, and every single paycheck I would just put back into botting because I liked it so much. It was a lot of fun, and then B, like why not? Like I definitely could see this going somewhere. I'm glad I chose that path of just kind of keep on going with it, see where it gets you, and yeah. But I guess going back to like all this like clown culture, it's been here forever. Like that's just something this community has in total. clowning bots when they don't work, other bots clowning other bots, etc. Like I remember when. Do you remember when Cyber was beefing with
With
Eve
Eve.
over
Yeah.
what was it? I
Well,
don't
because
even remember.
they were giving them really good competition. Eve was
Yeah,
doing really
and
well.
Eve, and then Eve was what's it called? Storing user data on servers instead of their local host.
Is that how
And I
it
think that
originally
was
happened?
that's how it happened, and that's why like the cyber devs called him out for it or something like that. But I don't know.
I mean, yeah, but
I feel like that's just ever always been there.
they got called out, and it was like people were saying that they were stealing info and all that and using it. Like it was pretty malicious. And it was right when they started to do group buys. Dude, I remember in Strike Shoes, Eve sat. Like everyone waited and waited and waited and waited for the group buy, and then it just happened to be that day that all that shit came out, and like everyone was afraid to buy it. I
Yeah,
mean that
that's
hurt
true.
them for a while. You know, obviously they've made it back and they're still around, but yeah, man. I mean, I get it. It's business, and you can be ruthless, but you can also be nice about some things. I don't remember if it was actually Cyber that said that, but I do
Yeah, it
remember
might
that
have
they
been
were
someone
getting
else.
accused of a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just be a little kind to your fellow human. That's all. There's enough for all of us, right?
Yeah, I guess that
Okay.
is definitely true.
All right.
I
So
mean, I guess that's about it. I mean, we covered a lot of stuff. My nostalgia level is through the roof
1,000.
right now. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Gonna try all these old
But
jigs next time Adidas decides to drop a shoe and not a raffle and
I
see if any of them
I
work.
seriously, yeah, seriously want to see if they work. But I guess this was a lot of fun, and hopefully we can do something soon,
Hell yeah, man.
like
We'll do it again.
something like this.
We'll leave it open. We'll leave it open to the members, anything they want to discuss, and hopefully next time we have a bunch of people on here, we can do it with like 5 or 6 of the staff and really get it going.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome, man.
So,
Well, thank you very much for
all
joining
right.
us, everyone. Have a great day. Hopefully you guys enjoy
Yeah,
this, and we'll catch you on the next one.